Claude Computer specifically is not yet on Windows. Remember though, it only came out 12 hours ago, so just give them a moment. Already people are screaming at them on Twitter like, why no Windows? Just breathe. Give them a few days. So you're going to download Claude Desktop, you're going to log into your Claude account on there, and then you're going to turn on computer usage. So settings, general computer use, toggle it on. That is in the desktop app, not the web version. So it's not at claude.ai. You have to use the desktop version. You give it a task like you would normally in Cowork or Claude Code. But if it needs to access your computer, it will do that as a fallback. So it will try through the connector first, then through the browser, then through screen control, actually manipulating your computer. What they've really done is added this third or the second fallback here. That's kind of it. Much easier to set up than setting up OpenClaw. You don't need to touch the terminal. You just need to toggle on computer usage and you're good to go. They are quickly replicating all of the different elements of OpenClaw, but inside of the Anthropic system. And they are beating ChatGPT to providing a Frontier Lab-led personal AI assistant. I don't know where the ChatGPT one is. They better blow it out of the water when they do release it. But Anthropic are releasing every single week and are in a very good position because of that. So once you've got this downloaded, installed on your computer, that's cool. The really cool thing though is that you can control it from away from your computer. So that means I have a Mac Mini sitting here. This Mac Mini is always on. It's always running little tasks, putting reports for me. It runs my business. Probably need to get something a bit more powerful because I'm using it so much and I want to start doing video stuff on it too, but that's a secondary conversation. So that's going to sit at home. But while you are out, this is where it becomes really powerful. You can relay instructions to it. So you can do two different ways at the moment, three different ways. First is, let me see if I can show it to you on camera. This might be tricky. So the first is one called Dispatch. It's not going to work, is it? There we go. Dispatch. Dispatch allows you to talk to Cowork specifically. It allows you to send instructions back to your computer, and Cowork now has access to your computer itself. So you could say, I left a file on my desktop. Can you go and grab that for me and put it into a Google Drive or email it to me? You can now do that using the combination of Dispatch and Cowork on your computer, which now has computer usage. Obviously, that's a very facile example, but the fact that everything is meshing together and is accessible from everywhere, that's what's important here. You can talk to Claude Code using either remote control, which is a bit buggy, or channels, which I'm finding a lot better. Channels allow you to connect to Slack, Telegram, I think Discord, one of the other chat apps to have conversations with your Claude Code. Works really well. But it's sending the instructions back to your computer, and the actual session, Claude Code session, is happening on your computer locally. So very cool. At the moment, it's all a bit bitty because they have Cowork, they have Claude Code, they have Dispatch, they have remote control, they have channels, they have computer use. Everything's kind of all over the place. I imagine over time they will just pull it all together. Claude will be able to tackle that in a number of different ways. It doesn't matter how you send it. We'll probably have one way to send instructions back. It will know whether it should go to Cowork or whether it should go to Claude Code, and it will know what tools it should use. So I think increasingly all of this would merge into one, and we will give a request. It will work out the best way to do that and then give us the result or do the work for us, and we don't even have to check. That's the future though. This is not the only one out there. There's a few other agentic systems you can use. OpenClaw is the one that everyone knows. It is open source, therefore it is free. You are going to have to hook it to a model. OpenClaw itself is just a little gateway. It's tiny and it needs like 32 megabytes of RAM to run. So the gateway itself is this tiny little package. What you need to do though is you need to connect it to your tools. You need to connect it to a large language model. You can either use a local one of the Chinese models, or connect it through the API to ChatGPT, to Claude, to whatever you want. The creator, Peter, he's been hired by OpenAI and he's working on something for them. We don't really know what that is, but presumably it is open. I don't know what the name's going to be, but whatever that is, it's not here. It hasn't been released, whilst Anthropic are just shipping. So I don't know why that's taken so long. I say so long, it's been less than 2 months, but in AI timelines, that's an eternity. Another alternative is Perplexity Computer. I don't like it. I don't think it's very good. I think it's slow. I don't really see the purpose of it. It's also not cheap. It's $200 a month. A Claude Max subscription and use Claude Computer, use Claude Cowork, use Claude Code, I don't really see where Perplexity Computer fits in the market, personally. I'm sure there are people out there who absolutely love it, and the computer usage was quite useful up until yesterday when Claude released computer usage. Imagine at Perplexity headquarters right now, they are shitting bricks because theirs is more expensive and not as good. That's tricky. I wouldn't particularly recommend. Manus, which is now owned by Meta. Manus has an agent mode. It's okay. It's fine. Neither Perplexity Computer or Manus Agent are as good as OpenClaw. They're not as powerful. Now that Claude is every single week, or Anthropic and the Claude team are every single week pushing out these new features, these new updates, anything that is useful in Manus Agent or Perplexity Computer, the Anthropic team will just replicate it. If I'm betting on one of these horses right now, it is Claude, because the rate that they're shipping, the fact that it's all in an ecosystem, it's connected to the most powerful coding harness called Claude Code, and the most powerful models, Opus 4.6, Sonnet 4.6, means it's hard to beat. I think Perplexity uses Opus 4.6 as well, so why pay them $200 a month when you can pay Anthropic $200 a month and get the same thing, if not better? Doesn't make sense to me.